There we go.
So he did log his 10-minute stroke.
Oh, the church? That would be.
Look at you guys have to read through 2 hours.
Yeah, well, it's chilly.
You get that plastic with the hair dryer.
They might need
Everyone sees it.
All right, reconvene. All right, so we're looking for a motion to reconvene.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Third.
You made the motion, I said second.
I said, I'm looking for a motion. to
Oh, I thought you
reconvene.
said, I thought you said you're making the motion. I do
Steinys,
apologize.
All right. Roll call.
Steinys, Ludemann, Newton,
Yes.
Silosky,
Yes.
Hurtado.
Yes.
At 9:25, motion carries.
All right, so,
Yes. First is the lease and then this.
that's the VP. We're in you right now. Let you, to have a motion to consider resolution 2013-20. Resolution authorizing the termination of the lease of vacant land. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Discussions.
You know, at last month's meeting during the discussion, I was concerned that there was a separation of church and state issue with regards to this lease. I consulted with the National Center for Life and Liberty. They are a law firm that deals specifically with that issue. And I have a statement from them that there is absolutely no issue with separation of church and state. I have copies if anybody's interested. I just thought
Thank
I'd
you, Councilman.
throw that out there. I'll wait till this meeting is
Okay. Since our last meeting, much information come to light that would have impacted my decision and warranted further scrutiny. There were things that are of concern. The lease being overly broad and lacking specificity, the rights and responsibilities of the parties and the costs are not listed in detail, which in a lease is absolutely paramount. You don't want any wiggle room for interpretation, because it leaves the park district, in this case, unprotected when it comes to payment of said bills not clearly defined therein. St. John's Church is planning to donate the land to the Park District in the future is an example of sort of a lack of specificity in this regard. The language is innocuous enough and it sounds good. Unfortunately, it does not list a date, and this is very important. And it sounded really wonderful, and these points about getting the land donated and at least at minimal cost, I know these are points that Commissioner Ludemann and Newton have continually pointed to. However, the fact of the matter is that there is no date for the donation of this land, and this is really important. Considering the fact that as long as St. John's leases the property to the Park District instead of donating it, their real estate taxes will drop from over $9,000 to $600 a year. There's little impetus to donate the land, lest their taxes go back up. I'm not saying this is what they would do, but it's just common sense. Once having built the park district could be stuck paying partially for the upkeep of the parking lot, as well as the 14 acres of liens, in perpetuity. And in regards to this lease, we are already required by this lease to pay half the costs of the building St. John's Church's parking lot. Whilst the church in this regard has complete autonomy over the bidding and contractors, we have no input, though we're going to be paying half the cost, which also would include, the sidewalks and lighting, and also the grading, which was supposed to be free, but the local 150 is going to now charge $150,000 to complete it. So when I look at a document like this, I really ask myself, who benefits the most from what is blossoming into $1 million project? St. John's, it's a win-win for St. John's Church. It's a win-win for the contractors, not so much for the Park District. I know there are concerns from some, and I don't like the idea of, walking away from a lease agreement can have ramifications for future possibilities, and indeed that was something that I had considered as a very strong point that Commissioner Ludemann had made in our last meeting. However, moving forward with what information I have now, to me, this is much more problematic. And that is why I voted this time that we quash this agreement as it stands. And this is and I would like to also, on a personal note, say something. I know that some people, or that many people, feel that this is a great idea, that we should go through with this too. And regardless of what some people think or other people don't think, we're really trying hard to do what we feel is the right thing here at the park. I do have to make a statement here because I know Commissioner Ludemann had brought this up in the news, that it had come to light that she's a member of St. John's Church. I was not aware of this. Commissioner Steinys was not aware of this. President Hurtado was not aware of this. And the information that she had given this out at a board meeting December 12th, I have the minutes here, and there's no notation in that. And besides that point, in a closed session at a meeting where she was not here, I had asked everybody, if anybody's a member of this church, this is going to be a problem. And Cameron Benton had let me know, no, I'm not a member of this church. But she wasn't there to answer the question. But this is something that she should have, that I feel we should have been made aware of. And forget the church and state issue, forget that it's legal because you do not benefit financially. The fact of the matter is, anytime you have an affiliation with an organization that is going to benefit financially from this, I just look at it this way. To me, this information was not disclosed to me. And when it's not open and everybody doesn't know about it, that it's like non-disclosure of this information, lends credence to the perception of elected officials using their position to benefit an organization that they belong to. And what with your signature on the lease agreement, and I know that you have good intentions all the way around, but mainly because of how the lease agreement was formatted, with that lacking of specificity, it was just, it was not right. And that changed my decision this month. And I'm sorry to say it, but hey, I've got to move forward.
Well, I'd like a chance to respond. First of all, there's only 34 parking spaces out of, let's see, 254 parking spaces that were planned for this site. Only 34 were what we were going to cost share with the church. So to constantly say we're paying for half the parking lot is misleading. We're paying for half of 34 parking spaces, not 254. So let's get that out on the table. We're not paying for any lighting. That's all on the church. They were going to cost share the driveway and the parking lot with us. That's very clear in the lease. I'm sorry, people don't know how to interpret that. I did disclose that I'm a member of the church on multiple occasions. Our attorney, who happens to be sitting here tonight, was the person that advised me on these multiple occasions. Greg Bott even advised with him. There's no issue whatsoever for me that I cannot be participating in this discussion and voting for this. I'm a member of the church. I go there on Sunday. That's my extent. Most of the people that attend that church don't have a clue who I am. I don't parade up and down the aisles and high five like somebody suggested on the patch. I attend service, I go home. Most people there don't even know who I am, let alone that I'm involved in the park district. So that is so irrelevant, it's ludicrous that people are trying to make an issue out of that. And thirdly, the fact that, well, I lost my train of thought, but anyway, it's irrelevant, number one. I have legal counsel telling me it was okay for me to do this. Everybody's misrepresenting what our obligations were for this project when they say half the parking lot and all of that. So I just feel that I wanted to get that out there and clear the air on those misinterpretations and misstatements.
Right, thank you, Commissioner. My take on this then is, I like a clean cut. I don't like the idea of the lease. I like to do something with St. John. If they're willing to donate the land to us, and we have a time frame that we can develop the land into a park, but at least it's not a good idea. At least, in my opinion, I don't like the idea of the lease. I like to do something with St. John, if we can come out with some sort of agreement that they're willing to donate the land, and we can work it out, do whatever we have to do to have a park over there. But a lease is not a good idea. We have a little shared problem with leases, and I don't want to have any other headaches. So that's my take on this thing. Any other commissioners?
Yes, I want to say that good faith effort has been made on all sides to get to this point. We crafted a good agreement, thought everything was in place. Essentially now what we're doing is slapping a partner in the face. We could conceivably renegotiate again in good faith on a similar agreement to make more things specified. Right now, I think it's wrong that we don't follow through, and I think it's a huge opportunity squandered.
Thank you. Commissioner Steinys?
In regards to the comments made, I believe that the lease was from the get-go a bad design lease questions should have been brought up a lot more when it was being produced. That's why we're sitting here questioning matters. Regards to property and things being planned to be used, between church, park district, regards to retention pond, covering most of the 2 acres, and property that of 4 acres. And has specified berms that can't be used for nothing else but berms, and then loading up the park with $1 million of apparatuses. Like I said, for that small little area, like I said in the beginning, from the get-go, that it was a bad investment for the park district, and regards to utilizing taxpayers' dollars in regards to developing that area. And we have other lands that need more looking into and developing, wider spaces, in control of the park district, not in control of the leaseor that we want to get into. So in this case here, I say, I don't like the idea of proceeding on with this at this time, but just want to go over the contract of the lease itself. It's just open end for the church to hold us at bay in the future, because there's no timeline in regards to when they're going to have enough development from us on that property before they release that property totally to us. They can go on and on and on. Or they can just say, oh, forget it, we're going to break the lease after you develop it and sell the whole property off. It does happen. And like I said, I hate to see whoever stands, like in the position of commissioners representing the park district get eating on their face. And the way that kind of lease is set up, it's solely set up to put egg on us and hurt the taxpayers in regards to the park system.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Well, it does say in the lease that when the park is developed, it's in the contract that the land be deeded. So if they were to do what you're implying, that would be a breach of contract. So.
Well, like I said, let me reiterate your comment again. And what my concern is, when will the church be satisfied that the park is developed? There's nothing in that lease saying at what time, what day, and what type of improvements from us regarding to developing it with tax dollars.
All right, Commissioner Silosky, you want to say something? No?
Aye.
All right. You want to say something?
Aye.
No.
It's 9:40.
It's time to go.
All right, no more discussions? All right, roll call, please.
Steinys?
Okay.
Ludemann?
No.
Newton?
No.
Silosky?
Yes.
Hurtado?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Last item, do I have a motion to release executive session minutes? Do I have a motion?
Can I get a motion?
Second? Do I have a second?
Yes.
Discussions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Steinys?
Okay.
Ludemann?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Silosky?
Yes.
Hurtado?
Yes.
Motion carries.
New business?
Just have a question, a procedural question about the minutes that we discussed, not the ones we're releasing, but the other minutes in executive session. We do have to approve those in executive or not?
The ones we are releasing?
No, the ones that we looked at.
Last one, they thought.
Because typically, we were-
Say,
we were-
look as a consensus.
Right,
agree on
right. That's correct.
it.
So the last executive session meeting we had, we kept minutes. We looked at those minutes.
Improved them?
We didn't though.
Okay.
We can't. We have to do it in open session. That was what Dick was saying last month.
Okay, well, we can do that next, I guess we did it next meeting, but
Okay.
generally,
That's the procedure I'm trying to clarify.
right.
That's what
I
I'm
understand,
asking.
the way that I've always done it is you approve them in, you approve an executive, and
Right.
then you release them at some point, you release them in open.
He said you can't do that.
So we can get consensus.
Well, now-
executive
Well,
Now we can find
consensus
out.
is one thing.
Right.
We've been doing it wrong, so.
Okay, we'll take a look at that, if we need to change it, we'll change the way we do it, we'll change the way we do it.
All right, any new business? All right. None mentioned here.
No, we said we scheduled a special meeting that.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Very good motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Steinys.
Hey.
Ludemann.
Yes.
Newton. Silosky.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right.